Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillahi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. This is a new episode of Sunnahs, and inshallah today we're going to be dealing with a specific salat once a week, which is Salat al-Fajr on Yawm al-Jumu'ah, and what should be recited in Salat al-Fajr on Yawm al-Jumu'ah. So this is what we're going to deal with today, inshallah, and this is from the hadith. It's number 891 from Sahih al-Bukhari. The bab is bab ma yuqra'u fi salat al-fajr yawm al-jumu'ati. Alright, so this is the bab and chapter on ma yuqra'u, what is read or recited fi salat al-fajr at the time in the salat al-fajr yawm al-jumu'ati. حدثنا أبو نعيم قال حدثنا سفيان عن سعد بن إبراهيم عن عبد الرحمن هو ابن هرمز عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقرأ في الجمعة في صلاة الفجر ألف لام ميم تنزل السجدة وهل أتى على الإنسان. Alright, so this hadith, which was reported on the authority of Abu Nu'aym, قال حدثنا سفيان, and alright, as we see from the chain of narration up to Abi Hurairah رضي الله عنه. Alright, he says, قال كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. So, كان النبي, whenever you see like كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يعمل شيء, it shows al-istimrar wa mudawama. Alright, it shows that this was something that was continuous and something that he did very often. Not to say that he did it all the time. Not to say that he did it all the time, because, but to show that this was something that he did very, 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 very regularly. Very regularly. So whenever you see the Sahaba say, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يعمل, كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يأمرنا بكذا وكان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول كذا. This shows what? الاستمرار والمداومة على هذا الشيء. Alright, so here we see عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يقرأ. So he used to recite في الجمعة في صلاة الفجر. So on the day of Jumu'ah for Salat al-Fajr, he used to recite Alif Lam Mim Tanzil, which is Surah al-Sajda, وَهَلْ أَتَى عَلَى الْإِنسَانِ, which is Surah al-Insan. So these two surahs he used to recite, one in the first rak'ah and the second one in the second rak'ah. Now he did not do what the people do today. Either one, like we see what the sunnah is, that the Prophet ﷺ كَانَ يَقْرَأ, which means كَامِلًا. It did not say يَقْرَأ مِنْهُ أو يَقْرَأ بَعْضَهُ. No, because the Prophet ﷺ used to recite the entire Surah al-Sajda in the first rak'ah, and he used to recite the entire Surah al-Insan in the second rak'ah. If you're not going to do this, then don't come on Yawm al-Jumu'ah and Salat al-Fajr and recite a little bit of Surah al-Sajda and a little bit of Surah al-Insan like a lot of people do today. فقالت عائشة رضي الله عنها كما روات في الحديث عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من أحدث في أمرنا هذا ما ليس منه فهو رد. And this hadith is in Bukhari and Muslim, and in the narration in Sahih Muslim, and عمل عملا ليس عليه أمرنا فهو رد. So everybody knows this hadith, that whoever innovates into this affair something that is not from it, maradud. So here's what the Prophet ﷺ did. He did not recite portions of it. He recited the entire Surah al-Sajda, all of it, all 3 pages, because it's 3 pages long. And he recited all of the entire of Surah al-Insan, which is about almost the equivalent of 2 pages. That's the recitation of the Prophet ﷺ. He did not read parts of it. He read the entire thing. And of course, what you see today is either one, you see that the people completely have abandoned the sunnah completely. They don't recite anything from Surah al-Sajda or Surah al-Insan. That's one aspect. And the other aspect is that you see some people, they do this type of bid'ah where they take little bits and bobs of each surah and they recite a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's not from the action of the Prophet ﷺ. If you're going to do the way that the Prophet ﷺ, do it correctly. He recited all of Surah al-Sajda and all of Surah al-Insan. He did not recite from them, or he did not recite pieces of them, but he recited the entire surah, the entire and the surahtain. Both of those 2 surahs. So this is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and this is what we need to put back into practice. Because as you see, the majority of the people, if you were to stand up on Yawm al-Jumu'ah and you were to recite Surah al-Sajda bikamili, in the first rak'ah, they would start to, you start to hear all this like coughing, like basically telling you to hurry up. And because again, the people, they're not knowledgeable, or they don't have the knowledge of the sunnah. So this is the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and this is not to be left off, because as we read, قال أبو هريرة رضي الله عنه كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كان يعمل كذا. So this shows that this was بالاستمرار والمداومة. So this is something that we also need to get back to doing. We need to like revive these sunnahs in our masajid amongst the people, so the people can get accustomed to practicing the sunnah. And the sunnah is not something strange for them, and the sunnah is not something difficult for them. They get accustomed to this practice, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will continue to make practicing the sunnah easier for the people. Wa ilahuna subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.